Wednesday's Cluster Fun, Danny Cunningham, and a very, very sleepy Judd Zulgad. Judd, can you wake up? It's time to work, buddy.
What? Why?
What time were you up till last night?
Is it the 21st inning yet?
What time were you up till?
I was up till the end of the Twins game. I only lasted 13 at the ballpark, though. Twins Tidbits had to go home.
Tidbits had to get home?
Tidbits had to take... In fact, you know what? Can I do this entire thing laying down?
You
Tidbits
can.
had to go home, but I got home and watched the rest of the game, and I thought it was never going to end.
It was quite a long ball game, the longest
How long
game.
were you with me there?
I lasted through 11 and a half innings before I went home, and then I listened to the rest of it on my MLB app because I don't have cable and I didn't want to search for the game on Reddit. So I just didn't deem it worth it, but I was thoroughly entertained. I thought it was a well-played ball game.
Yep.
I thought Michael Pineda owe a bit of an apology for. I kind of ripped him yesterday. He pitched really well. However, one guy I don't owe an apology for is the third baseman for the Twins, who I also ripped yesterday, and he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. He struck out 5 times yesterday.
Popped up foul once, too. Give him credit for that.
And he grounded out.
Yeah,
so he made contact twice, one of which stayed fair. So he's had better nights, but it was pretty well timed for me.
It was extremely well timed, and that was. So you would think the Twins and Red Sox are going to play again tonight at Target Field. You would think that Miguel Sano is going to get a night off, right?
He needs one.
You've got to give him the night off.
His last 39 at bats, he has 19 strikeouts.
Yeah, 19 strikeouts, 2 home runs.
And I saw Phil Mackey, one of our bosses, tweeted out, Miguel Sano is just being eaten alive by fastballs right now. And I saw some of the replies go, and changeups, and curveballs, and sliders, and this guy just doesn't know how to hit at the moment.
Well, I think that's true across the board.
Yeah.
I just, you know what? Buxton's matured as a baseball player. Miguel Sano has not. And it's at this point, that's simple. I just think you need to play Sano at this point, probably less. Play, once Buxton comes back for sure, but I guess Jay Cave now, you could play Jay Cave in center, Kepler in right if you want. Mm-hmm. You can play you could play Marwin Gonzalez at third. But the thing that strikes you about Sano's approach and how flawed it often is now is this Twins team is good enough that their lineup is full of what I would call pretty professional at bats.
Sure.
So his at bats are glaring now.
Yeah.
And he's not as important as he was previously. So he's hitting 7th or 8th, which is fine. But when his approach and his at bats is just so obviously below the marker or threshold of what so many of those guys give them.
And I would have to look up the data on this, so I don't take this as gospel, but it feels like the moments where he does something well, it's not in a big spot. It's coming when they're losing by 6 or 7 runs, or they're up by 6 or 7 runs. It's not as if he's coming through for the clutch.
He can hit the ball a long ways. We know that. But so could Adam Dunn, so could Dave Kingman when I was a kid.
Willie Mopena used to hit some bombs.
Yeah, I mean people are so impressed with, oh my God, look how far he can hit the baseball. And yes, if he connects, he definitely can. He hits prodigious, really impressive home runs. But again, I would go back to how often do you see him take at bats that you would deem to be professional, and like the last, well, as you said, I believe the sample size that you gave is last 10 games. Last 10 games, you're like, oh my God, this doesn't come close to the threshold that most of these batters are setting. So
yeah,
but that was fun. Now I did violate a Judd Zulgad childhood rule.
I saw this on Morning Judd today.
Yeah, on Morning Judd, I explained I never used to leave. Like I used to be like beg my parents to stay at games. But man, at near 50, I just wore out last night.
Was last night the first time in the history of your illustrious career as a baseball scribe that you have completed a scorecard?
No. When I was a kid, I used to keep score at Twins games, and I think I once had a scorecard that went 16 innings. And I want to say the Twins were playing a game maybe out in Anaheim in the 80s that I completed a scorecard, and I think it went 17. And so, but I was young and vibrant then, and so I broke out a second scorecard and started that. Last night I just punted.
Yeah, I can understand that. Are you going tonight, or are you too worn out?
Truthfully, I don't know yet.
That's fair.
I'd like to go, but I have to see because I've got shows at noon, and then the Vikings show today, Purple Daily that we do from 2 o'clock, and then Mackie and Judd with Rami. I am, to use the sports term, a game time decision.
That's very fair. We did see a trade in the NBA this morning as Mike Conley Jr. was sent from Memphis to Utah for Grayson Allen, Kyle Korver, Jay Crowder, a first-round pick, and another first-round pick.
Wow.
I want to put you on the spot here. Do you think the Wolves pick at number 11 tomorrow night in the NBA draft, or do they make a trade?
I think they pick there. I think they. This is just a total guess.
Yeah.
No knowledge, off the top of my head. I think they pick there, but I am really curious to see what they end up doing as far as trades go. And does the Wiggins steam, for instance, that we've seen in the past couple of days, and it's coming from all different places, and I don't know how many of them are reliable, Danny Cunningham, does that steam have legitimacy? I mean, I'm sure they're trying to trade him and talking to teams, but are they successful? Because if Gerson Rosas in the next whatever can trade Andrew Wiggins to that contract, he deserves a parade.
I don't think Wiggins is getting
feeling?
traded. I think that the steam that you just mentioned is a little bit overblown. I don't think that it is nearly as likely as some both make it feel out to be or hope to be. I don't see it happening between now and the draft tomorrow night. I don't think they pick at 11, though. I think they are going to make a deal of some sort.
Bail back or move up or what?
I could see either or, but my gut tells me they're going to move back to try and get around 16 or 17.
So what's the trade?
I have no idea. But
Hey,
I think we're going to see one. I think we're going to see between 5 and 6 trades tomorrow night.
With Mike Conley Jr. being traded to the Jazz, and the Jazz making it very clear that Ricky Rubio is not coming back there, where's Ricky going?
Not here. Ricky, I don't know where he's going, but he's not going to be here.
But what's your best guess? Like, where does he fit?
Maybe Detroit. I mean, I would have to look at different cap situations. Maybe Detroit. Maybe a couple different places. It's tough for me to see a good fit for him in today's NBA. He's a solid player, but he can't shoot. It's hard to have guys that are only creators for others that can't create.
God,
for
would he have been good in '96?
Yes, he would have been terrific back then, but unfortunately for him, it's 2019.
I'm going back to sleep.
All right, good night, Judd.
Night, everybody.